I just recorded for like 30-40 minutes and the whole video was in the wrong video encoder. Here we are. We have topics we're going to talk about and I killed myself. Awesome. Nice one. Honestly though, it kind of works out perfectly because that video is a fucking jambled mess. I kind of just did it spur of the moment, which I'm still kind of am. Because I want to make videos again and kind of like, you know, do whatever the fuck I feel like and with these videos. Just continue to stay consistent with it like I have been with streaming. Which if you haven't been, you know, I've did some YouTube multi-streams, but I've been streaming pretty consistently. Obviously for the past month I haven't been because, spoiler alert, I lost my dog Minnie. I'm putting a picture up on the screen right now. She was literally my best friend. And I don't say that in like a cheesy, I love my dog sense. Like, that dog saved my life, and it really, I'm not gonna cry on this video. I've had the past month or so to do that, but it's really been a fucked up time, kind of. I had like a really big passion for the first time in a while, which was kind of streaming, which sounds goofy because obviously like every teenager, every like person that kind of is somewhat in the gaming YouTube space, you know, anything that consumes media, obviously like in my age range, they think being a content creator and YouTube streamer or whatever is like something they want to do. So it feels a little bit corny to say like my purpose, like, you know, I found a thing that I was really enjoying, but it's true. You know, for the first time in a really long time, I was really like, I'd wake up every day like excited to get on stream, feel like I had something I was genuinely enjoying, you know. And losing her kind of really put a big like wrench in it, and I feel like I kind of lost it for a while. But recently I watched a movie called Arrival. Now, I'm not really someone to like usually get inspiration from media, because ultimately I kind of just know like these are stories that people are telling. You know, it's not really like, how am I going to derive inspiration from like a fantasy story that like someone just created? The reality is like that's still true for me, really. It's hard for me to gain inspiration from just like media. As much as I'm someone who loves consuming media, it's hard to like really connect with me when it comes to media. And if something is able to do that, then that means like it already gets, you know, plus points. But I kind of got two things out of watching the movie Arrival. One, it really made me miss sci-fi in the like movie media sphere. It's kind of frustrating to me that we don't get more sci-fi movies anymore, especially sci-fi horror, which is kind of one of the reasons why I love this game so much, because it taps into like sci-fi cosmic horror in a way which I really miss in media. Obviously, like in books, there's a lot of that, but like for visual media and games, stuff like that, sci-fi has kind of taken a back seat. And that's really frustrating for me because I love sci-fi. Don't get me wrong, I still really enjoy like fantasy and you know, paranormal stuff. I think especially when it's done good or done well. But sci-fi will always like make me happier. Like I always will like be happier watching a sci-fi horror movie than I will any type of demon, you know, paranormal type movie. And that's just me personally. And I think it's frustrating that I think back at like, what are the best sci-fi horror movies, or even just sci-fi movies in general. Consistently, I think of like Alien is easily one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 3 very easily. I love that movie, and it's so amazing what they were able to accomplish with just like practical effects and, you know, of the time. Which another thing I kind of like miss in movies is the overall like use of practical effects. I know it's probably a little bit more expensive than just like doing CGI, but I really do miss good practical effects, especially since, you know, there's another reason why like I miss sci-fi. Practical effects have come so far. Sci-fi and practical effects is possible. Like you could do an amazing sci-fi movie without a bunch of shit CGI that like it just doesn't look great. Now, I don't think CGI needs to like take a backseat and be gone altogether, but I do miss just like a good sci-fi movie that's done in CGI. I think Alien being like the best example of that in the big 2025 now is kind of frustrating. Not that to take away from Alien, but I just think, how have we not done more? You know, like I think it's a little frustrating that we haven't done something to compare to Alien. I think that's insane. But it kind of gets me thinking about like why that is the case. And when you look back at like that era of movies when Alien was made, it kind of makes sense why there's not more sci-fi stuff, because during that era, one, it was a lot easier to like awe an audience of people with sci-fi because it was so fantastical. Like, it was impossible, the idea of imagining people fly around in space and taking trips to Mars and stuff like that. But now in today's like overall like consumer market, it's pretty easy to like imagine that. Like, it's easy to think I'm not doing a house scene. I'm sorry, I did it in the last recording and that shit was freaking me out, and I'm not doing one right now. I just don't feel like doing it. Fuck you, I don't care. I'll do it next time. I don't care. This shit freaks me out. Nah, I'm not ready for another horror sequence, okay? I don't care. Fuck you. I don't want to do this fight right now. I need to get some more health, so. I love this fight, though, by the way. As I was saying, like, the overall audience is really not that impressed by a guy flying in space or aliens or anything like that, because it's kind of like, it's really easy to just kind of, like, imagine that now. It doesn't inspire that sense of, like, holy crap. Like, when you look at, like, the older movies from that era, like, especially, like, when you look at, like, Space Odyssey and stuff like that, like 2001 Space Odyssey, the idea of that stuff was so insanely fantastical. Like, holy crap, traveling in space, aliens, stuff like that. Like, that's stuff that, like, you don't even, like, you can't even believe that it'd be possible. But now, you know, obviously it's really not so far from, like, reality. Now, obviously, I don't think we're out here fucking, like, interacting with aliens and having insane wars with them and flying in space and shit like that, but like, I can see a path forward in the next 20, 30, 40 years that we get to that point. I don't think that's, you know, super unbelievable. But compared to like fantasy, which, like I said, I love fantasy still. I think fantasy is still really awesome. But with fantasy, it's really easy to inspire that sense of like childlike awe in a movie or a TV show or game, because the idea of like a dragon flying around with fucking dudes just launching magic out of their swords and throwing fireballs at people, like, that stuff is so far removed from our reality. It's so easy to invoke that sense of like childlike awe comparatively to like sci-fi, which I think this kind of ties into my next point about it. Sci-fi like grounds itself a bit in reality. Like, think of every sci-fi movie ever. They're not usually like, of course it's fantastical because like we don't obviously have the technology that's in there, but in a way sci-fi usually like grounds itself a bit to reality. It still, you know, feels like this is something that's like just like an alternate reality instead of like completely out of this world. And I think sci-fi kind of shoots itself in the foot. Off the top of my head, a movie that I think had not really followed that kind of trope of like kind of basing itself a little bit in reality is Valerian. Now, obviously, Valerian in reality, you know, I liked the movie and I really enjoyed it when I watched it. But Valerian like was an overall like box office stinker. A lot of people really didn't like that movie, which I think sucks. I was excited for a part 2 of that. I thought that was a really fun movie. But Valerian, I think, did a really good job of doing detached from reality kind of sci-fi, where it doesn't feel at all like this is something that like is kind of close to what we have, you know, or is technology or a world that is similar to ours. It was extremely foreign, and like the aliens and all the monsters, the world, all of it, of course it's still like we're seeing people and stuff like that, but it was almost like a fantasy world in the way of like everything was so unique and fantastical. It's like, this is not something that even remotely resembles anything to our reality right now. And I think that is kind of one of the reasons why I like the movie so much, is it really did a good job of kind of like creating that world that still is sci-fi but fully like exits any sort of grounding in reality. Like, when I think back at like some of the like my favorite sci-fi movies, a lot of them, like when I think like Interstellar, like obviously Interstellar is super fantastical as well, but like it still feels grounded in reality in a certain way. Like, it still feels like that's something that's like not completely unbelievable. Like, the technology in it is not insane. You know, obviously like it still seems like it's like, you know, modern technology, but the actual idea of what's happening is what's fantastical. And I think more often we need to just fucking go balls to the wall with like being creative of what's happening on the screen and like what the technology is. And I think that'll like benefit sci-fi a little bit more, of just like straying away from grounding itself in any way and just go full on fantastical. But I think the other problem too is like notoriously stuff like that hasn't really played super well. I think another movie that kind of did it well was like, I think The Fifth Element also kind of did the same thing Valerian did, of making it so like detached from reality that it was really enjoyable. I just kind of miss sci-fi being like on the main stage. I wish, you know, obviously there's plenty of sci-fi media out there, but it's hard to find like really good stuff now to enjoy. And I think that kind of is the frustrating part. I feel like all the really good sci-fi movies I've already seen. If you've watched this far into the video and you know like a sci-fi movie that you loved, you know, go ahead and just let me know. I mean, I might have seen it already, but Maybe I haven't. But looping it back to like what brought us here was like Arrival, right? I watched that movie ages ago, but I watched it again recently, and I don't remember liking the movie when I first watched it as much as I did today. Like, I genuinely loved Arrival, and I think that movie was a great portrayal of like just kind of fantastical aliens. Now, obviously, that movie is really still grounded in reality. Like I said, it falls victim to that same idea of just kind of being mostly grounded and believable, outside the idea of aliens, of course. It did a good job of still like creating aliens that are foreign to the idea of like what we usually think aliens are. Because most of the time in media, like aliens still have like the anatomy that we understand. And I think it was really neat that Arrival kind of strayed away from that idea and like just made aliens that like made no sense to what we understand or think of when we think of aliens. Like, even Alien, when you look back at that movie, like the aliens themselves obviously are super foreign to our anatomy, but they're still like pretty grounded in the same idea. You know, four limbs, a head, a torso, and we added a tail. You know, but like for the most part, it's still extremely grounded in like an anatomy that we kind of can understand and process. Like, shoot it in the head and it'll probably die. Shoot it in the body a bunch, it'll probably die. We take a limb off, it don't have an arm no more. You know, but like Arrival kind of strayed away from that idea and that normal like usage of what we think aliens kind of look like. I thought that was really cool. I wish more movies kind of would do that. Another topic though that Arrival kind of made me think about was kind of my purpose, which kind of sounds goofy because, like I said, it's hard for movies to really inspire that feeling. But like I said earlier, if a movie can make me kind of feel more deeper about a topic. Oh, hello. Hold on. Sorry, this is going to be like something I do in the videos where I'm still experiencing this game for the first time, so we'll take some breaks to experience it and let it play out.
The bed being swallowed by tentacles.
Fuck them tentacles. Put them in my butt. What? Who said that? That's kind of the format I'm trying to follow. Is I just want to play whatever fucking game I feel like, and if I'm experiencing it for the first time, we'll take a little bit of pause and see what the fuck's going on here. This game kind of falls victim to the idea too of like just kind of, you know, human-like enemies. They're still, or not enemies, but aliens. But they're still obviously like, this game is super cosmic horror vibes. Like, I don't think I have a clip on stream, but I'll probably fight the boss, and you'll kind of see like it's still really detached from that idea. But looping back to the idea of like Arrival kind of making me think about my purpose, because it's something that I think the movie touches on pretty well. Of just like the idea of if you knew everything that would happen in your life, would you still do it all the same? If I look back in my life and I ask that question, I would say no every time. Like, I would 100% make changes. Like for instance, I'd be more passionate and confident about the stuff that I enjoy, and I'd follow the stuff that I am passionate about doing more consistently without thinking. That's something that like throughout my life I've 100% been trying to do more of just like be more confident and passionate about the things that I like, which for me, it sounds goofy. Like, I think I said it earlier in the beginning of this video that like content creation is something that I've consistently throughout my life been very like proud of. I'm not getting depressing over here. All right, we're not going to get into fucking like sad talk. I'm just saying, when I look back at my life, I don't look at much of it and get, you know, pride from anything I've done. I don't have any moments really where I look at, you know, who I am and what I've done and the things I've accomplished and feel prideful about it. You know, there's no moment I can look at and be like, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I had this moment. I actually look a lot of it. I look back and I feel kind of shameful, and I want to get away from that. I want to feel more pride about the path and the stuff that I've done, and the path I've taken, and be more confident in like my next steps in life. I'm trying to kind of follow that idea. It's kind of hard, especially because I've had, like I said, I talked about MIDI. That's really thrown a wrench in my things. I have my own problems, but like that was one of the things that like really fucked me. You know, like losing her was really bad, and it kind of ripped away that purpose I had for a little while. Because like I said earlier, I had a consistent, I don't think I can go anywhere else. I need health, but I don't think there's anywhere else I can really explore. And I don't want to go backtrack. Well, let's go fight this boss. I'll probably fucking die. It's hard to fucking talk and focus at the same time in this game because it's literally a bullet hell roguelike, bro. There's like, I have to like use my brain. But as I was saying, I was really when I would wake up every day and get on stream, I was genuinely, it's been a while since I've had the feeling of just like being genuinely passionate and happy about what I was doing. Like, obviously I wasn't making a bunch of money or any money doing it. And because I'm just like streaming to like myself, I think max viewers, and I had gotten in like the 3 months I was doing it was like 4 or 5 viewers. I don't think hardly any of those people were talking at the time, but it's one of those things where I look at that consistently throughout my life. Like I said, I haven't really had moments where of pride anywhere. When I look back at like my YouTube videos, which you can go look, they're not amazing videos. They're not something that's like you look at it and go, holy crap, that thing's awesome. Like I said, my videos, they're not great videos though at all. Like I don't, like, they're not fucking masterpieces. But when I look back at like the process of making them, the feeling I had after I had finished making them, oh wait, this is where, okay, I don't have to go fight the boss. I'm just gonna go teleport to the fucking snow area finally. Wait, but I kind of wanted to fight the boss and show you guys, because that boss was so, okay, if I can find the clip, I'll show it. This music is crazy. This is some straight up sci-fi shit.
So loud. I have to silence it.
Oh my god. This game is so fucking badass, bro. Holy shit. That bar more than like one time. My extra little health bar. As long as you like don't get hit a shit ton. Hyperion.
Finally.
I'm so sorry I had to kill you, Hyperion.
Silence.
Because that was you were a badass fucking entrance. That boss was so fucking cool, bro. I loved it. But I look back at those videos, I get pride when I think of them. They're not amazing. They're not fucking, you know, awe-inspiring, you know, but the process of making them and learning and, you know, figuring out the little editing things I would do and, you know, the overall creation, and once the finished product kind of comes out, you know, some of the videos obviously I don't have as much pride for, but like most of them I look back and I'm like, I really liked that video. I'm glad I made that video. And just the idea of like someone watching it and laughing or enjoying it in any way has always been something that I have had pride over. And even my TikToks, I kind of had the same overarching feeling. You can go look at my TikToks too. They're not like crazy amazing TikToks, but for a lot of them, the process of making it, the creation, and then the finished product, like all that combined makes a very, like, it gives me a lot of pride. Like, I'm happy I did that thing. I look back at those videos and I'm like, I'm glad I made that, especially when I know that like there's, even if it's just my friends, you know, that there's people who watched it and enjoyed it, you know, whether they laughed or they thought about something or like, oh, I like that, yeah, that was a good video, like whatever it is. I look back at that and I feel pride for that. And I think I want to pursue that idea of that type of content and that type of path in my life more consistently, because there's not many things, like I said, that I've looked at or done in life where I could say like, I'm really happy I did this thing. And so I'm trying to be more unapologetically like in that kind of mode of just like, I'm enjoying this thing, and even if I think it's a little bit embarrassing and, you know, maybe people don't like my videos or they think I'm stupid or whatever, be more unapologetic and just enjoy it. Like, it's what I like. It's a passionate thing that I have. Instead of constantly like comparing myself to other people and what they do, or whether I'm better or they're better, or if I should be in a better point in my life, I need to stop doing that. You know, like obviously the saying with, you know, the comparison is the thief of joy and shit. Like, it's hard for me to really, you know, resonate with that idea, because like obviously it's true. Like, you can easily take away something that you love and, you know, accomplishment that you feel by just comparing it to someone else's. And I understand that wholeheartedly. Okay, hold on, I'm getting shit on. But looping back to the idea of like comparison, it's hard for me to detach from doing that, because yes, it's true that I shouldn't do it. Like, I shouldn't compare myself to other people. But what if the comparisons are true? Like, I mean, I should be in a better, like I should be in a better spot in life. I should, you know, be better. I should be doing more, or this person is doing better than me and I should, you know, use, like, it's hard for me to break that kind of thinking, because in my opinion, it's true. Like, I should be better. Like, I should do better, and I could be better. And obviously there's a level of that that's like the level of that thinking that's good and productive, but trying to break away from, you know, the self-doubt aspect of it is hard for me to do. And I've been trying to do it more often, like I said, you know, with my purpose of trying to like just be unapologetically, you know, myself and enjoy and do what I want to do, even if it's not, you know, something that I feel like is as good as someone else. Like, hopefully I mean, you know, you guys are probably gonna see this, but I look at a lot of my friends are doing amazing in life. Like, I obviously don't know every intricate piece. Hold on, I'm listening. I have a theory that I am the destroyer. If you spoil it for me, I will literally hunt you down IRL and eat you. But I have a feeling that this like anomalous figure that is in every part of this game's lore is me. But no, like my friends might see this video, and if you do, I love you guys. You know, this isn't like any point. I'm not trying to like be like, I don't know if I'm being rude or anything like that. I'm not trying to. I love you fellas. But my friends are doing really good in life. Like, I honestly feel shitty sometimes when I look at like their lives compared to mine, which is not good. You know, obviously I know this thinking is bad. But like some of my two best friends in the whole world, which I've kind of not been as in contact with them, and it has nothing to do with this topic. It's just kind of like, you know, circumstances I'm kind of in, or circumstances I'm in life. But my friends are doing great. And so when I look at their life, it's hard for me to like not compare myself to them and be like, I need to be doing better. These guys are so fucking awesome, and you know, they're doing their thing, they're finding their passions, they're building a life. And then I look at me and I'm like, where the fuck am I doing that? You know, and it's hard for me to, you know, make that connection and not use it negatively, you know? Like I said, it's still good to have the idea of wanting to be better and wanting to improve and be, you know, the person that you think you can be. Like, that's obviously a really good payload rounds. I've never used that. Let's fucking try it. Let's try to get it unlocked. It's better to like want to do those things. It's perfectly fine to want to be like in a constant state of improvement and thinking that you can do better. But I don't know. But I'm actively trying to, you know, escape that thinking, and I'm doing a lot better with it lately. And I you know, like I said, obviously I'm here making videos, and I'm going to try to be more consistent. I mean, this video is like just a fucking jumbled mess. I mean, you should have, if I would have had that first recording, bro, I kind of would have been pissed off at myself. I'm kind of glad that shit fucking corrupted or I used the wrong encoder for it, because I'm gonna be honest, that was a fucking like nonsensical mess. I kept losing my train of thought and just like oh hello, and just like getting off topic because I'm like trying to play this game for the first time again in like a month. But obviously now I'm back and I'm fucking fragging. Look at me go. I'm gonna try to, you know, get to the next boss and then, you know, end it on that. Like I said, I'm here making videos again. I'm, you know, trying to follow this passion, and I think as much as like I had done it a little bit, I think earlier in this video, of like downplaying what I love and not being confident in it. But like the truth is, like, this is a passion, or like the content creation stuff like that is not something like, there's a million people trying to do the same thing. They have the same ideas of like, they love, I'm gonna actually keep the shield. There's hundreds of thousands and millions maybe of people, nah, definitely millions of people following the same dream. It feels naive in the sense of like, everyone wants to do this. What do you like? Why do you think you're going to be any different? You know, there's hundreds of thousands of people who want to make a career out of this, and why do you think you're going to be any better or different at it? That thinking is kind of what has stopped me from pursuing it in the past. Like, I used to, you know, way back in the day, I'd make videos for a month straight, and the same kind of thought process would appear of like me saying, you know, what's going to be different here? You know, I need to go get a real job. This is not like a real passion. I need to do something like more tangible. I'm trying to stray away from that, and obviously I kind of have. I was streaming consistently, and streaming was kind of like that, you know, aspect that I was doing. Just like, fuck that, you know, I'm enjoying this, I'm gonna do it. I don't care if it's not, you know, a super logical, you know, passion that I can, you know, say 100% will be successful, you know, because in other aspects of life, you can, you know, go to school, find a job, and you can easily say like, this job will get better and I will progress in life doing this. And obviously there's always going to be risks with it. Hold on, what was the other thing? I'm just going to start, you know, doing what I want to do. You know, these videos will get more and more structured as I go, but it's kind of just going to go from like, you know, maybe I'll make some more like structured videos where I play like a game and I do like I have an idea for a video that I'll go in and do. Like the vault cleaning series was something I kind of wanted to start, and I could start doing again because I still play Destiny, although it's in a fucking terrible spot. Oh, hello. Oh, this fucking guy. Oh my god! Oh my goodness. I thought I was dead. I thought I was fucking dead, bro. Holy shit. You went from like hyper aggressive to like you just started standing still. I don't know what the fuck that was. But yeah, these videos will get like I'm gonna be still doing videos like this where I kind of just like find a topic I want to talk about and go from there. But obviously there's gonna be a lot of games I'm super excited to play that come out this year. Obviously GTA 6 is gonna be coming out. I'm going to at least stream all of GTA 6. Like I'm gonna be streaming and making videos for GTA 6 easily. There's also other games coming out this year that I'll make videos on and stream and so on. So these videos will get more structured, but like the overall idea for a lot of them would probably just be me finding a fucking game that I want to play and finding a topic that I want to talk about and just kind of going from there. Whether it's like drama, movies, TV shows, books, overarching like ideas that I think I want to talk about. Does that not look like that'd be super fucking painful? I feel like that'd be so painful. You're literally being like de-atomized and fucking spawning at some random like that looks like it'd be so painful. I guess I could kind of talk about Arrival while I'm hoping to get to the next boss. I think this is the area I died in last time when I did this. Arrival, though, which is kind of like what sprung these topics for this video, was one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever, bro. Like I said earlier, I had watched it before and I really enjoyed it. I remember liking it, but I didn't remember loving it as much as I did when I watched it again recently. I think I watched it like 4 days ago. That movie, I think, is one of my favorite, like, just alien movies. Like I said, they did such a good job of, like, creating an alien that just, like, follows nothing of what we conventionally think aliens are. And I think I also did one of the things I love, because I think it's kind of a depressing topic, the idea of how we would actually handle, like, how the world itself would handle an event like that. That movie perfectly tracks what it would be. Like, we would genuinely, like, as depressing as it is, like, I'm someone like, if we have aliens, bro, let's try to fucking figure out what they want, what they're talking about, let's be friends with them. That's what my thought process would be. But obviously, I think Arrival did a good job of displaying, like, what the world would actually be like, the world's kind of turning from intrigue to, like, mostly just, like, terrified fear, attack first before we fucking die. And I think that was kind of one of the reasons why I really liked the movie, because it just did such a good job of like actually representing like what I feel like it would genuinely be like, and how humanity would react to such an event. It was kind of depressing, obviously, because you like to think we'd be better than that, especially when it's a species that is like coming down, spoiler, asking for our help, when you think about it in the concept of like, you wish we would do better, you wish we would be more open to the idea, but the reality is that's probably what would happen. They would get super terrified of them, and instead of like doing any sort of effort of like connecting or becoming friends or being friendly, it's more like, let's attack first before we fucking get attacked, and it's an understandable thought process, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. These dudes are fucking with me. They fucking with me. Why they fucking with me? What? No shot. How did he kill me? Oh, that's annoying. The fucking beam clearly went like looked like it was going into that fucking like structure. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, let's go. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably one of my friends, or you are an awesome individual. Either way, give me a fucking kiss. Mwah. I love you, Brady, for sticking in and listening to me fucking yap about bullshit. But this is kind of the content that I'm... Obviously, not all of my videos are going to be in this style. I'm going to go back, I'm still going to do some videos of, just me, structured, having an idea, and planning it out, doing like some fun comedy shit. Not comedy, but just like being funny and like having like a fun time on like whatever game I'm playing. I'm still planning on doing that, but I also really think I enjoy doing stuff like this where I just talk about stuff that I'm passionate about. I think I'd already probably said this, but it doesn't hurt to say it again. Fuck. Oh, there's two! I thought I killed... Whoa, I thought he killed me. Okay. I thought I killed him. It was not two. I just didn't kill him like I thought I did. There's another one. Oh, I'm fucking dead. This video might be over, bro. No! Fuck. Okay, well... Alright, well, if you made it this far into the video, I love you. Give me a kiss. Mwah! I will be doing more structured videos, like I said earlier, with like real topics ahead, planned, but also doing like more structured, like fun videos where like the vault cleaning stuff, or like playing a game, like maybe do some playthroughs of games, because I have a bunch of games that I just haven't played that I bought on sale. I've seen this meme popping around a few times of like, I see a game and I buy it because it's cheap, but then I never fucking play it. And I've kind of been falling into that fucking category lately. So I might do some playthroughs. I'm also gonna do like some more funny, videos with like an actual kind of like planned idea for it, whether it's like vault cleaning or some other original idea, not original, but like some other idea that I'll be thinking of. But also I'll be doing like live commentary stuff like this, where I just like play whatever game I'm feeling like and talking about a topic. Maybe I'll make like a separate channel for this type of content of just me doing live commentaries on random games, because I think this is kind of content that I haven't really done much on this channel. I mean, this was the stuff that I originally wanted to do when I was younger, when I first started it, because like, I think at the time like Phase Jev had like inspired me to want to do stuff like this. But point being, this is the end of the video. So if you stayed this long, I love you. Go follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. It's the same as my name. I'm going to be streaming more consistently. I'm going to be trying to stream at least 5-6 days a week, 6-8 hours a day, maybe more. Maybe we'll do some like 12-hour streams here and there. I know I was doing that a little bit when I was streaming. If TikTok's still around, go follow me on TikTok too. Same as my name as well. Yeah, make sci-fi great again.